It's Monday, March 28th, and I am here at my computer where I edit videos. Usually I film them on Friday and then I edit them on Monday. Today I filmed a bunch over the last couple weeks and am editing today and also filming today. In this episode, I buy stamps and I go to the grocery store. Well, I go to the mall where I get my groceries. And those are all in vertical because it's a lot easier. I actually went to a couple different stores, so I'll take you through it. The place where I get most of my shopping that isn't immediate groceries done is this place called Vilma in Bismarckstraße. And I go there because it's like a mall and it has a Mueller, which is sort of like a general everything store. And so when I need to get like body wash or cat litter, it's the only place actually that I can find or that I have found silicone non-clumping cat litter, which is what I need so the litter box doesn't drive me nuts. So that's the place I go to get cat litter. They also have like socks and office supplies and bath and body wash and general cleaning stuff and like a small selection of candy, and they have a bunch of wine. Everywhere basically sells beer and wine because it's Germany and weed isn't legal. Vilna is the place that I go to get most of my shopping done when I need a bunch of random stuff, like cat litter or cat food or whatever. There's the Mueller, which is the general store where I get most of my miscellaneous things. There's also a Futterhaus, which is a pet store, and that's where I get like cat treats and their food and like toys and stuff. And then down the escalator is a pretty big Edeka, which is a grocery chain, and there's one that is a couple blocks from me, which is where I usually go and get stuff when I just need groceries. But the Edeka is where you can find a lot of Club Mate. There's, produce, there's a decent gluten-free section usually. The other place that I go when I need to get groceries that's one U-Bahn stop away from me is Reva, and they do not have Club Mate. They have Fritz Cola, though, so that's nice. Fritz Cola is a cola made in Hamburg. And it's better than Coca-Cola. So that's where I get that and other varieties of food. The interesting thing about grocery shopping here is that I have to basically remember which store in which place has which thing. They don't all carry the same stuff. Like the Edeka in Vilma has chocolate buns, which is what I eat for breakfast with my coffee. It's just like a chocolate croissant, except it's on a croissant. It's a bun with chocolate chips in it, and it's gluten-free, and it's great. The Reva, that's an U-Bahn stop away from me, has gluten-free flour that we use for pancakes, and a different selection of share gluten-free bread than the Edeka near me has, and the Edeka at Bismarckstraße has. There's a Hit, which is another grocery chain in Bismarckstraße, and they share gluten-free, lactose-free pizza, which I only found out about last week, and it's pretty decent. On the pizza note, pepperoni just like doesn't exist here. I have not been able to find pepperoni to save my life. There's salami. There's pizza with salami, which is the closest that I can find and was the pizza that I wound up getting. And apparently another very popular pizza topping is tuna. So I have some questions about German pizza, but that's a different episode for a different day. What else? The Hit at Zullerstiergarten has also a pretty decent gluten-free section. They have a huge beer, wine, and cider section, and the cider is important because it's very hard to find cider. The Edeka near me occasionally has cider. The Edeka in Bismarckstraße does not have cider. The Reva does not have cider. So I'm basically limited to wine or like cocktails in a can. Yeah, it's like do you remember when there were different websites on the internet that you had to go to? Like there was Threadless and there was ThinkGeek and like Newegg still exists. And there were all these different like internet stores and you had to go to because they all had different stuff. It's like that, but with chains and literally everything. So, like, there's a department store chain called Galleria, and they have places in different areas throughout Berlin, and they all have different things. So, there's a Galleria in Wedding, and that is the Galleria that has the Asian grocery store in it, and in the Asian grocery store, they have real woks. And turns out the woks are not made for induction stoves, so they're not useful to us, but I really want to get a wok, and that's the place, but it's like super far away. The Galleria that's close to me, which is also in Bismarckstraße, like on the other side of the Wilma, has not that. It has its little own little marketplace, and there's a Woolworths nearby, which is also interesting, and where I got a bunch of like my bathrobe and stuff. So grocery shopping is an adventure in like memorizing different stores' inventories to find what I want. There's one store that I can't remember which one it is that sells the gluten-free hamburger buns. I think it might be the Edeka in Bismarckstraße that has the gluten-free hamburger buns. There's just a lot to remember and keep track of, and at some point I feel like I'm gonna have to start a spreadsheet just to like remember where to find the gluten-free pizza and where to find the right kind of stuff. Thankfully, every single place has gluten-free bread. It's a different kind. Like, they all have different versions, but they all have sliced gluten-free bread. So, as long as I go to a grocery store, like I can't get it at a Mueller, but as long as I go to a grocery store, I'm pretty much guaranteed at least bread, which is important. So that's shopping in Berlin. And the next thing that I did that I want to show you is on Friday, I went and I got stamps, and I did it in half English and half German. I found out that the word for stamp in German is Briefmarke. So I asked for then Briefmarke, and then switched to English when the person asked if I wanted my letter stamped. And I was like, yes, please. And I was like, fuck. So anyway, it was in half English, half German, but like I'm getting there. And enjoy walking down my street and listening to that experience. So today I got stamps from not a post office, but like a corner store that sells stamps. So when I first got here, I like legit could not find any mailboxes because I was looking for big blue things with a mail symbol on them. That's not how you find mailboxes here. Mailboxes here are bright yellow, and instead of a mail, it's like a bugle horn symbol. And the longer I've been here, the more that I recognize them now because I know what they're supposed to look like, but it actually had to be pointed out to me. And so now, instead of, when I'm looking for mail things, instead of looking for something that's like bright and blue, I have to look for something that's bright and yellow. And it's also interesting because each of the mailboxes are separated by whether you're mailing something inside of the city or outside of the city. So you have everything in Berlin in one bin and everything for everywhere else in an entirely different bin. Most of the mail carriers in the city of Berlin deliver mail on bikes. I assume they're e-bikes, but they're like custom yellow bikes, of course, with baskets for all of the mail. And then there's a bunch of boxes, like in the US, where people grab more mailboxes and deliver mail and put them back. Anyway, I got stamps in half English, half German. Confused the person because I didn't know if I was supposed to take my mail and put it in the post bin or if she could do it. I didn't know how to communicate that very well, but anyway, I did fine. And I put it in the mailbox. And I'm home. I stopped by the grocery store to get myself some treats. Which are these things. For €5, you can get chocolate pudding, a club latte, cider for later, and fizzy water. And the stamps are pretty cool. So, overall that was pretty successful. Now I know how to buy stamps and mail letters, and that it's very important to buy stamps with cash because they don't, for some reason, take credit card. Well, they take an EC card, which is electronic cash, but I don't know what that is or how to get it. So, cash. Cash it is for mail. Mailboxes are yellow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed going on errands with me. If you did, make sure to like this video. If you have thoughts or questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Like, subscribe if you haven't. You know the drill. I'll see you next time.